Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, February 12th. We are looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And if I'm not mistaken, we gave a standing ovation to the Bulls last week. Well, we have to do it again this week. So last week they were up $17 on over $17.50 on the week, and this week it looks like we're going to close up about $5.50. An incredibly tight range, even with this extension in M period. Very tight range on the week. We break out of a 4 or 5 day balance to the upside. All three time frames are up. We hit all-time highs late in the day in ES, SPY, triple Qs, NQ, and they all have overnight highs already. The Russell's did not hit a new high today. Neither did the Dow. Russell was stuck in the mud a bit. So let's look at all of them. Then we're going to go over trades. We're going to go over all the charts today to recap this week. We have a 3-day weekend ahead of us. But boy, oh boy, what a performance again by the Bulls. The big downfall, the only one, is the volume, which is very light this week overall. Okay. Russell, here's the Russell. So we said yesterday they were in a 4-day balance. This was day 5. We said they have to come out of the balance either to the downside or upside, see what we get. I said the big job is to take back the trend days. Well, they took one of them back. They took back yesterday's trend day to the downside. They took it back. They could not get into Wednesdays. And they battled most of the day inside the lower distribution. They got 9 wide today. 9 wide today in the lower distribution. But look, late in the day they made a charge, and now here they are in N trying to go higher. Still in a 5-day balance, and they have an inside day today. Now, triple Qs came out of an inside day to the upside in E period and could do nothing with it. We traded between yesterday's high and the all-time high a bunch of times, and it took finally in M period to go out with a massive price probe, an explosion to the upside, and an overnight high already. So they come out of an inside. Now, is the inside day a success? Well, technically, yeah, it is, but it took to M period to really become a success. As far as SPY and ES, we didn't come out of our inside day till M period. So I guess you have to call it a success because we didn't come out of it till then. We end 8 wide. This is wrong because I put it in different increments. In fact, let me update the layout. We end 8 wide, which was pretty interesting in SPY earlier, was they actually attempted to lower POC in ES, not in SPY, but then ended up taking it right back up as we go 8. This is not 9 wide. We were only 8 wide. I don't know why it's showing 9 wide. We're only 8 wide in SPY. I'm in 5 ticker increments. And look, we continue to make new highs in the after hours. As far as my trades, 2nd day in a row, I did not take a trade really in the afternoon, later in the afternoon, but I had an excellent day. I had 2 really big trades. So let's start. I did nothing in A period. Did not take a trade in A period. There was nothing there for me. B period, it looked like we had a lowest accepted price at the time. Now that didn't hold true because C took it out, but I took a long, took a 389 call. The trade worked out. Nothing spectacular, but it worked out. Now, C period. C period takes out B's low to stop the one time framing up, gets up, starts ripping. I did not think they would take out yesterday's high that quick, even though it pushed up. I started a short play around M's high. I started with a 30 lot of the 392 puts. Came in a little bit, made small on 5. Then we started running. Now, I didn't continue to add, but as soon as we got to value high from yesterday and around between C's high and A's high, I'm like, we started stalling out. So I was out on the 25 puts. I took another 100 of the 392 puts and basically caught the high of C period as it just started coming, drifting in. Turned out to be a good trade. What I did do to hurt some of my profits, I thought I was getting out of some of my 393 puts. I actually shorted the 392.50 puts. So as the market was coming in, That was going against me. I finally took everything off. It was still a very nice gain, but I gave back probably close to $500 to $600 on that mistake. But it was still a very good trade. Okay. Then I only took 2 more trades. I took a small short in G. When we broke F's low, I'm like, maybe we're going to get the flush. Didn't get it, but I did okay on it. The problem, no, actually, I take that back. I did well on it, but I only had 10 because G did not get a lot for its efforts. So that's why I didn't add to it. And then I told the room, I was looking at something else. I said, here's what I'm looking for. If H takes out G's low, I want to add and then take it off around half back at the time. Now, half back was all the way down here. And around value low, take it off and look for a long. Well, lo and behold, I was looking at something on another chart when they flushed, so I never got the add-on. As soon as I came back to the screen, the 10 lot was in money beautifully, took it off, and I immediately bought 30 calls of the 389, and then it came in just a little more, bought another 50. And right when I was long 80 calls, they just absolutely popped really quick and started taking them off beautifully. That was a touchdown trade. That was an absolute I mean, the C short was excellent. That was a touchdown trade. I got paid big time on that long. I would have gotten paid big time if I was looking at the machine and took the short as soon as we broke G's low. But regardless, that's it. And that's the only trade I took. I actually took a small long in J that I basically scratched on. I'm not even counting that. And then the question was, are we going to lower POC? Are we going to raise it? Once L started doing what it's doing, the odds of taking out today's high and yesterday's high were good. I didn't know what they would want to get above that. Were they going to go for the all-time high? But then once M started with that tempo, you can see where they were going to do it. Yeah, I could have gotten long, but I didn't. No biggie. Excellent day and a very good week overall. Destinations for Tuesday. Remember, there will not be a video Monday. The stock exchange is closed. I know the futures are trading a bit. But my next video will be Tuesday morning. So, 392.90 is today's regular trading hours high. And it's actually a weekly high now and the all-time high. Overnight high, I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's around 393.10, 393.13. So Tuesday morning, we'll have a firm grasp on what tonight's overnight all-time high is. For the downside, a tremendous price probe. 391.63. That's E's high. Right now they have SPY closing at 392.64. So it's over 100 ticks, that price probe right now. Then I don't have anything. I'm not going to use 8 wide. I will use H's low as my afternoon pullback low of 390.51. Then today's daily low of 389.77. Yesterday's afternoon pullback low of 388.79 and 388.01 daily low. Our weekly low is now 387.50. So our range for the week is $5.40. Yes, we extended it, but that is a very, very small range. So at some point, we could have some good fun next week. Do we take it out to the upside and get extension? Do we take it out to the upside, fail, and test the bottom of it? Should be fun next week. Okay, let's go to the charts. I will start with SPY, and then I'll go to Russell and triple Qs, okay? Monthly, 2 weeks into this month, extremely healthy. One time frame up for 4 months out of an inside month, getting distance. Weekly, up. One time framing up for 2 weeks, getting distance away from the last bunch of weeks' highs. Healthy. Daily. Now, I'm calling it, I am going to call it up. It only closed a bit above Wednesday's high. I mean, we closed at 392.64. I mean, you can call it balanced to up. I mean, maybe I should call it that. But since we went out with such a large price probe, I was giving the buyers the benefit of the doubt. So again, that's very subjective. You can call it balanced to up, or you can call it up. I'm going to call it up for today to give the buyers their due. Okay? out of an inside day. Now, let's go to triple Qs. If I could find it on here. I have to type it in. I put so many stocks in here, I lose them sometimes. Okay, here's the triple Qs. They're going to be pretty similar to us. One time frame enough, 4 months, same thing, very healthy. Weekly, same. Look, it's triple Qs and ES and SPY have traded pretty similar. Up on the weekly, daily, same thing. They had the balance, came out of it. I would call it up. All very healthy. Do you see why you can't try to pick tops? You know, even on the daily, markets don't go bull bear. We went bull, balance, bull, balance. Now you can call this balance, or you can still go back to bull. It's not worth picking tops. Now let's go to the Russell. This is the one everybody seems to really want to sell. Well, this week's high is 230.32. We closed at 227.26. So we closed $5 off the high. Is that cause for alarm? I don't know. Look at it. Look at it. You're one-time framing. Not only are you one-time framing up in the monthly, look at the distance you're getting away. So last month's high is 217.91. So until we even attempted to get back into last month's high, the long term is incredibly healthy and one-time framing up. Weekly. Look at the weekly. They still have a gap, I think. Excuse me. Yep, there's a gap on the weekly. Yeah, we came $5 off the high, but there's a gap still. One time framing up, 2 weeks out of a failed outside week down. And if you go back, it's one time framing up, I don't know how many weeks out of the last 15. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 13 out of 15 weeks we're one time framing up. Do you realize how many people are getting destroyed trying to pick tops in this IWM? Not worth it. Yeah, we had an outside week down 3 weeks ago. I said the key is to get below 205, right? Never happened. We've gone from 205 to 232 and settled at 227. And in the daily, okay, there's the one chip in the armor for the Russell right now. They're in balance. Okay, they're actually one-time framing down. Well, we didn't have an out. No, they had a chance for an outside day down 2 days ago. It didn't happen. You know, this is just balance for me. Now here, you want to get a little more information on IWM, the people who really want to sell it? You heard me say this a million times. The monthly and weekly can't change till the daily changes. Well, you're in balance now. And you had an inside day. We had a trend day Wednesday that held. So now look for nuances. If we come out of the inside day to the downside, well then it's all baby steps. The first thing you have to do is take out 223.40, which is this week's low. If you get below that 5-day balance, then you have a chance to fill this gap. Then you see if these buyers and last week's buyers get nervous and start trying to flush out a little more. But that's the baby steps you have to take. So if we hold a trend day, think about it. They had a trend day down on their all-time high day. That is definitely a little nuance, not to ignore. So if you come out of the inside day to the downside and get acceptance below this 5-day balance and hold that trend day, well, then maybe you can get legs to the downside and you can take a short. And if you come back into the 5-day balance, get out. However, if we take out today's high to the upside on next week, on Tuesday, and you have an inside day up, well, then their next destinations are to go fill that trend day down from the all-time high and the all-time high. So these are things to look for. Don't keep trying to pick the top. We had an excellent day and week in CamelbackTrading.org's voice channel room. I'm telling you, the group in there is phenomenal. I'm so proud to be a part of it. Come check us out, CamelbackTrading.org. Have a great, safe weekend. And I'll speak to you prior to the opening on Tuesday.